Hello, my name is Bahar. A story love of the king. Prince Edward was born in 1894. His father, King George, uh, didn't like he didn't like children and said, "Why does Edward talk all the time?" And his mother, Queen Mary, say, I don't know, Edward is happy or unhappy. The family live in a Buckingham Palace. Buckingham Palace has got 16 rooms, 11 dining rooms, 17 bathrooms, 21 sitting rooms. Edward said a story about the Buckingham Palace. One night, my father, my mother, and I we were waiting for a dinner and we were waiting for a dinner after 20 minutes my father was very angry and went out the dining room and said, "Where is my food?" "But say, your food left the kitchen 15 minutes ago." After my father was very angry. After the 10 minutes found the woman who was carrying uh,
Who was carrying three plates of.
3 plates of food. "What are you doing?" Said, "Sorry, sir. The Buckingham Palace has got lots of dining room. We can't find you." My father was very angry. Edward didn't go to a school like other children. He has a teacher. The teacher name is Mr. Hansel. Mr. Ansel was a tall and cold man. He's never smiled.
He's never
Never smiled. He never smiled. He has a big and red nose. When I stopped my reading, he hit my hand and said, "Look at your book, little boy. Look at your book, little boy." Every Friday, he took me to my father's room and said, "Sorry, sir, but the son didn't listen to me and didn't study a lesson." Now it's April. In 19 April of 1911, King George called Edward to his room and said, "I make you prince for the next month, and these are your clothes." Oh, "But father, I will look like a girl." "Why I can't put a dress like other people? I'm 16 years old." "But you are different," said the King George. Now it's June in Now it's June 1911. All of the people all of the people were waiting for Edward. The family were happy. He, Edward is shy and he's red. When the family back home, when the family went back home, Queen Mary asked Edward, "Wasn't it a lovely day?" "Never again, never again," said Edward. After a year at Oxford University, he, in the First World War, I live with 25 soldiers. Every night he talk about our families, our countries. Oh, I love it, but I talk about a lot of people. Poor people, rich people, old or young people. And all the time I seen blood. I never forgot one day My driver took me to a street. When he went out of the car, he shock in her neck and he's dead. After some time, Edward went back to the England and talked with his father and said, "Father, why the countries fight and when it's finished, it's no changes? You can't change the world. When you sit near the fire, you can't change the world. When you went out the castle, talk with people." Huh. Edward left England again.
Deno.
Edward left England again. He saw 45 countries. Argentina, New Zealand, India. When he went in a street, some people went to see him. For example, Toronto in Canada, 500,000 people. Melbourne, 715,000 people. It's the first time the person love one prince or king.
3.
Edward saw her friend Lady Lord and Lady Furness. When Edward talked with Lady Furness, and then about all of the things. At 9 o'clock, Lady Furness, friend of
Lady
Lady
Furness.
Furness friend, came to room with his husband and talked with Edward. Their name is Wallis. "Where are you from?" asked Edward. Her. "But sir, all of the people when see me ask me where are you from. I think you are prince. You ask a new question. You ask a new question." Edward laughed. Edward laughed. "I'm prince. When I say the sky is yellow, the people say yes, you are right. When I say Wednesday and Friday, the people say yes, you are right. When I say Canada is bigger than Russia, the people say yes, you are right." Right. It's the first time the one person say new things. It's good. The Edward Wallis, her husband, Lady and Lord Furness went to dining room and ate lunch. When it's finished, Wallis and husband said a goodbye. "Where are you going?" asked Edward. Asked Edward. "I go a new party in London." Now Edward talk about the Wallis with Lady Furness. Lady is a good girl. When was 5 years
When she was.
when she was 5 years old, her father is dead and her mother is a strong woman. When she was 22 years old, she married, but her husband wasn't a good man. He lost lots of money in the street and he hit Wallis. The next morning, Wallis came back to home and said, I can't stay with
That man.
that man. After some time, Wallis saw a new man. He's a good man. be quiet. It's relax. Wallace love it.
Love it. Love him.
Love him. After some time, uh, uh, after some time now, Edward see Wallis twice a week. Nick. Wallis talk about Edward with her husband. He said, Edward is a good man. He's alone. He likes talk with me. When I see him, my heart is jump, and he's a handsome. It's alone, just alone. After some time, the Mr. Simpson talk with Edward and said, I went to America Central. I can't take Edward, Wallis and his aunt. Can I stay with you? Now, after some time, Edward asked Wallis, is married with me.